Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Psycho Worldwide in association with One Mind Productions proudly brings to you two of the greatest podcast hosts in the world. I am Crazy Kevin Gross. He is Dan Jones, and we are Two Fat Guys Podcast. Welcome to the show. What it do? What it do? What it do? What's popping with you, DJ?
Ain't nothing, man. Just here relaxing, getting ready for this trading show that we're about to have, man.
Man,
I can't wait. Once again, you know me, I can't wait for nothing.
Man, look, this gonna be one of them shows that we're gonna be talking about. They're gonna be talking about. We gonna have the whole world, at least in our world, talking about. But hopefully, we can get the whole world talking about it too. But before we get into this show, we got a special guest coming on tonight with us. He is also a fellow fat boy by way of New Jersey. He is my man's. We don't work together. We don't have personal time, professional time. This is my dude. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a Two Fat Guys Podcast. Welcome, Big Nah.
What up? What up? What up?
Welcome
welcome
to the show.
You come in and doing my Kamala pet. Been working on that for a minute. What up? Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh man, it's a pleasure to have you, bro. Like I said, me and now we got history. We worked together. We hung out together. We actually used to be on a internet radio show together called The Cypher. Shout out to Miss Connoisseur, Tia Hamilton. She's still holding it down, doing her thing. But we did The Cypher for many Friday nights over the internet, man.
Yeah.
Battling.
You were rapping?
No, we wasn't. No, the show was called The Cypher. We talked about hip hop.
We talked about hip hop, a little R&B. Had a lot of little local Baltimore artists coming through. Cut up a whole lot.
Yeah, and
good times.
We had a dude on there that's part of a group called Native Sons. He had bars, always had bars.
Big Frank, Big Swag.
I was going to say Big Frank.
Big Frank
Yeah.
Reed.
Yeah, man. He always had bars, y'all. So yeah, shout out to the
Swag
Cypher.
was on there.
And y'all check out the Cypher hip hop page on Facebook. They still around doing their thing. And they are heavy strong. So don't go in there clowning and thinking you're gonna run some stuff on that Cypher site because they're gonna school you. Don't go in there and talking about, why Kendrick is worse than Drake because they're gonna school your ass.
That's the other way around.
I will say, you sure you want to get into that right now? Because that can get real ugly, real deep, real quick.
That's why I don't get into that. One thing I will say,
Kendrick and Drake is like Hornswoggle versus Omos.
Facts.
I'm just saying.
The question is, who do you think is Hornswoggle? Who do you think is Omos?
But the reality is, Chris Breezy bodied everybody. So.
We don't want to talk about that. That's like the cousin in the room you don't want to talk about. But beef wise, beef song wise, he still got the top spot.
Yeah,
that's the cousin you don't want to come over the house because they know everybody.
Chris Brown joint wasn't too thought provoking. It was straight to the point, disrespectful, and that's why we all like it. While Kendrick, on the other hand, is making you think about some stuff.
Kendrick was technical like Cody Rhodes in the last match.
Wait, look, don't jump ahead. But I like the analogy though.
I'm sorry. Oh, Drake is Hornswoggle, by the way.
That sounds about right.
Drake is Hornswoggle. He's been Hornswoggle in a couple last battles.
Look,
Chris Brown was out here doing it. He was like Jade, just disrespectful.
All right, since y'all segued so effortlessly, what's what we want?
That makes him Brock Lesnar.
I think I spelled France wrong. I don't know. Anyway.
No, you didn't.
Anyway, huh?
Vive la France. France is spelled right. Backlash France review.
Y'all know I can't spell. But we're gonna be talking about the Backlash France review and fallout from this past Saturday. And I know some of y'all like, it was Saturday. Why didn't y'all do it Saturday? Because we have lives outside of this. But we also want to make sure that we can have full review and actually get into this properly and spend some time and not rush through this. So, with that being said, and at the end of the show, we're going to give our overall opinion, our grade level, and so forth and so on for the show. And we're going to do this one a little bit different because we're going to talk about, we're going to get into it. Y'all see what we got in deck. So, right now, we're going to talk about the first match of the night, the tag team, Bloodline versus Randy Orton and KO, Team RKO.
First of all, you got it wrong. You got it wrong off the top.
What are you talking about?
This was RKO versus the Samoan SWAT team too.
Look, first of all, that's not the official title of the freaking match.
Yes, it is.
No,
they're the Rogue Bloodline.
That's
what Michael Cole called them.
They should change it to Bad Bloodline. Bad Bloodline.
And Taylor Swift won't come out.
No. She already ruined football. Don't let her ruin wrestling. No.
She get RKO.
So when do we get to talk about our problems with it? As great as the match it is, I have some problems.
All right, so that's what we're gonna get into first. So hold on. So Randy Orton and KO versus the Bloodline. Bloodline won through Bloodline shenanigans, but
as we knew they would.
As they knew that,
right?
I think
there's too many of
them. I think the big swerve that none of us saw coming was Nick Aldis making probably one of the most G moves he's made since he's been GM, which is making a street fight. So I'm going to ask you: do you think it was a smart idea to make it a street fight?
For me, yes, because one, I thought it should have been a street fight from the jump, considering how Friday Night SmackDown went off. So I like how they came in midway, or not midway, but like in the beginning. You know what? All right, y'all wilding out. We just gonna go ahead and make this a street fight, which it should have been from the start. So I think that was cool. I think that was a good move, and I like how they set that up. We're gonna pretend it's gonna be a regular wrestling match, although we know it's not, and then we're gonna change it into a street fight.
Yeah, I felt like that was a very old school WWE/WWF move, where because they just can't get control of it. All right, fine. Y'all want to be chaotic? We're gonna have a chaotic style match. street fight, no disqualifications, everything goes. Whoever lives, like Danny been saying for the last few weeks, if you die, you die. You know what I mean?
You should have had Teddy Long out there like, hold on, player.
Right.
And then
and the thing is, I said that earlier too.
He did. He said Nick Aldis had a Teddy Long moment.
Whoever loses goes 1-on-1 with the Undertaker.
I mean, for me, I thought it was a good move, but at the same time, it gave opening. It gave an opening for the other guy to come out.
Basically.
And this whole time, I didn't know he was Samoan. I swear I thought he was Mexican.
The whole time we thought, like, where's the low rider bike?
Yo, shout out to you, Naeem, for that last night when you dropped that tidbit, because I had no idea that was the same cat that used to ride around.
Wait a minute. That is
and like literally,
or it was a Michael Cole, or was it the other dude?
It was Michael Cole when he said it.
Yeah, he said he's back. I'm like, back? What the heck? You a minute? Like, oh.
Yeah, I'm that part when Michael Cole said that.
But see, you would have missed it because the crowd was so active.
Yo, we're gonna talk about them in a minute. Because I want to hold off on that till we get to a certain match to bring that up. I felt like that was French. That French crowd. So I think it was a good idea to make it a street fight because it made it way more entertaining, and they gave you a good feel like they actually fought through the crowd. Because normally when we get street fights nowadays in the PG era, or I guess in the old era, because we're in the new era, the Paul Levesque era. When we was in PG, when we got street fights, they really didn't go through the crowds. They barely went backstage. This was all over the
right.
No, they stayed ringside, but they was in the crowd fighting, scrapping, and cheers, and all types of mess came out during this match.
And prime bottles.
Yeah.
I got some issues though. All
right, so
what you got, bro?
What's your issue with the match?
As great of a match and as great of a start to the night as it was, it set the tone. It was hype. The crowd was into it. They had a lot of wonderful spots with tables and the announce table and the Kevin Owens dropping no boy on his neck on the chairs, which I thought dude should have been dead. I was like, okay, that was nice.
Yeah, that was
I needed some blood out of this. I needed somebody to be bleeding out of this. Because Paul Heyman sold it like it was going to be a car wreck. Like you should get out of this match. I need you to back out. And people walked out. I mean, if you still walk out the match, it wasn't that bad.
Right.
Even with the interference,
I agree. Like I agree with you.
Once the interference happened, it should have been all out carnage. Somebody's ankle should have got broke. Somebody's elbow should have got smashed up. Somebody's head should have got rocked. It should have been
out of them. So basically, you said out of them 4 people, 2 of them should have been left on the gurney.
I'm just saying. Well, I think all right. So like as normal, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. I hear what you're saying, but I think the way it ended, it should have ended because you also got to think about they're in France, so their rules are a little bit different compared to ours here in the States. I think if it happened like in Canada, maybe even in London, we probably could have got a blood ending, but we're also still transitioning from out of the PG-13 era, so we still kind of walking that thin line. Paul Levesque still walking that thin line.
So I tell you what, when we get them thumbtacks in, I'm gonna call y'all up like it's real.
Kevin and Tama was popping each other really. I mean, they was. I don't know if this was scripted or they just said we're just gonna act wild, but they was popping each other with some good shots. It was. I mean, somebody should. Kevin's whole face was red all of it.
I felt like receipts was given out between them two. Ever since that first attack, because remember, Kevin Owens did bleed from the car accident and that Friday night.
He's a guy, right?
That blood was orange.
I feel like it was some receipts being handed out last night. But you brought up
like CVS receipts. CVS receipts. And they were really punching, bro. The referee was like, you know what? Forget it. Just go and do your thing.
Although I was expecting a different Samoan to interrupt the match.
Yes.
I was definitely pleasantly surprised by this interruption because now this gives us something else to look forward to, and everybody know what it is. We know what we're looking forward to down the line.
So they brought a brother in. So they still
that's not the right brother.
But it was
not the right brother.
We thought it was gonna be a Fatu brother, like the fourth Uso, but no.
Right.
This is another
But
brother.
this gives us the long-awaited God versus the Usos down the line. It's coming.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you kind of touched on something that I really wanted to get into real quick, which is the spots that took place in the match. I think the brain.
Everybody died.
You mentioned it. The brain buster off the top rope through the chair. I only know how MFT got back up. Oh, and I found out what MFT stood for too. I don't know how he got back up. I don't know how Tonga.
I thought it was my MF and Tonga or something. I don't know.
It's Mother F and Tonga.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
That's what Big E said it was on the kickoff. He was like, I don't think I should say this on live TV.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that Kevin, we all know that the wrestlers, even though they do the things they do to each other, they protect each other. And Kevin, if you pay attention to that drop, he protected Yo, because he could have really messed Yo up, but he took the blunt of that drop on him.
Yeah, on his back.
Yeah, he did. I mean, and that's, you also got to be able to trust the person that you're working with that's going to do a move like that. They had that type of confidence in that person, so definitely. But to me, that was the best spot in that match.
No, it wasn't the best spot. It wasn't the best spot, though.
I said to me, that's why it's a question.
What spot would have been? What spot was better? Because I'm curious to know what spot do you think better.
Right. The spot where KO did the splash off the rail, and everybody go around over and do the same thing. He was like, "Nope, I'm gonna get down."
That really was funny. That was a fake out.
Yeah.
That was a fake
It was funny.
It was funny.
He had me like, "Are you about to do an elbow or something?"
It was like, nah, if that, I'm down. I'm getting down.
Nah.
But the way that crowd was going, if he'd have punted him, I'd have been no more good.
That's the other
that day called for a punt.
That night called for a punt. Somebody should have got punted. Although technically you can't punt the people who win the match.
Or at least attempt to punt. Like him,
Or punt KO because you lost and you was pissed.
But
now they're about to get the belts too.
It's not over. So
definitely not over.
No. So
God getting the belts ASAP. Once they get in whatever title match they get into, they win the belt.
So
right.
All right, so I'm gonna ask y'all this: what was your overall rating on a letter scale?
Letters from what? From A to Z?
A minus, whatever. No, A to F.
I give it a strong A minus.
DJ
B plus.
Probably.
B plus A minus.
I'll probably agree with you just because I wanted to see some blood, some thumbtacks or something. Other than that, I was fine.
What was your
rating? I thought this definitely brought the hype. B plus A minus.
A.
I give it an A. You should have used the fan and hit somebody with him. Yeah, they got a real interactive in there. Really? Can you imagine being thrown into the mess? That person would have had the best time of their life. Dude, he threw me in front of Solo Sikoa.
Probably the scariest time of their damn life.
If he dies, he dies.
Now, before we move away from this match, I'm going to say what I need to see ultimately happen is y'all bring.
Nah, shout out to Sean and Raji. They both are on right now. Sean, we are talking about the first match. We were talking about the first match of the night, sir. The tag team match, the Bloodline versus
GOD.
Shut up, yo. And you were saying, sorry.
I need to see. I need the. I won't say the culmination of it all, but before this is all said and done, I need to see a night where Rikishi is here and Haku is here, and either they fighting somebody or they fighting each other. Haku need to come out here and throw some hands with somebody. Some of this needs to wrap up with these fathers coming in and getting involved.
It's their fault that children acting this way. No discipline.
Right.
Somewhere along the line, daddy didn't make it to a family reunion or a birthday party.
Because let's be real. If your father is Haku, you're supposed to be an all-out, vicious mother.
I mean, he came in biting him on the forehead and everything. Like, just biting that man, but you just ate before you came out of catering.
I'm just saying though, like, all right. So if we going off of that theory that Tonga or like you're the son of Haku, Tonga is probably the most violent Samoan I've seen out of the new bloodline. Like he's a rabid dog, yo. He's living up to his father's name.
That's
More like
the
a
other thing.
raccoon.
If I had to say I had an issue with, that's the other part is because of the stigma that you're trying to give him. If Solo was supposed to be this monster of a dude, this dude's supposed to be a rabid dog. He's supposed to go off. He's supposed to damn near barely be touched in this match, and he got fucked up a lot. I'm sorry.
So basically, he would have been doing what Kevin Owens was doing.
But see, here's the problem with Solo Sikoa. Like John Cena kind of said it, he's a generic Taz. Like you've been running with them for the longest time, and you yet to have see Sean's agree with me. Sean disagreed with me. See, Taz knockoff. So he just agreed. Taz knockoff. So now that I don't feel like he was groomed properly to take the spot from Roman once Roman walked away. He wasn't groomed properly. So now
that's because he's doing too much. He's doing too much trying to pay homage to all his family members. If you look at him, I think he was said in an interview, he pays homage to daggone everybody in his family, Yokozuna, Umaga, the Usos, Roman Reigns. Like he's trying to do too much, paying homage to people.
Yeah.
Get on that.
Go find yourself. Go find yourself.
And go for that.
Right. I agree with you. I agree with both of you, but Danny, I definitely agree with you. Go find yourself. And if you want to take on the Umaga persona, I'm with that. Because you do that very well. With that wild tribal type of thing you do, he does is very well for him. But him trying to do everything else, it don't work. I actually like him better when he doesn't talk. Like when he talks, it takes away from the character. You know, and then you intimidating the wise man. Right. Then you intimidating the wise man, which doesn't make sense to me. Like he's on your side. Like Roman
said, "Are you done?"
If that guy does not have me, if this paycheck is not decent, he deserves more money. Paul Heyman deserves as much money as they can humanly possibly pay a person without bankrupting the company. Because that dude sells and makes everything look way more important than what it is.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
He's the tribal chief.
He is selling the fact that Solo is out of control. He ain't got no control. He's fearful of his life. Like you can see it in his eyes. You believe he's scared to death.
He even stutters.
No, but you're right. But Paul Heyman is like the greatest salesperson. I always made a joke. Like and Paul Heyman said this to Stephanie McMahon one time because she was like, go to hell. He said, I can't because I'm Jewish. I don't believe in hell. But if I was like, but if Paul Heyman was to go to hell, I guarantee you he'd be the first person that could sell water in hell. Like I guarantee it. Because he
can sell himself out of hell.
Probably.
Right, he can sell himself out of it.
But the
devil be like, where did he
go? Because honestly, if you really think about it, I mean, yes, we love Roman, and Roman has done a phenomenal job with this version of himself. But it's Paul, the reason why people love Roman the way they love. They want Roman back. Before 2-3 years ago, you couldn't stand seeing Roman on your TV. Now you want him back.
Yeah.
And that's all Paul Heyman.
I won't say I want him back now, but eventually I will want Roman back.
I mean, let's admit when he first came out with Roman in the locker room with Adam Page, but it's a spoiler. Everybody was like, "Oh my god!"
That was
still business is about to pick up.
Right, but that was still during the pandemic, so they was already building from that point. From that point, they started building. So, but we gonna move on.
You heard what he said? He was selling out seats during the pandemic.
Shut up, yo.
That's what Roman said on his little biography.
Yeah, but you can't sell seats when no tickets are being sold. Anyway,
but that's how good he is.
I know.
That's how good he is.
All right, yo, let's talk about this triple threat match for the WWE Women's title. We had Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton, aka Tiffy Time,
Tiffy Time,
Everybody's Universe, and the defending reigning undisputed champion Bayley. Go ahead now. You loaded. Go.
First of all,
there's a lot of flesh in this meat. I mean, in this match.
It was a lot of meat. It was a lot of meat. A lot of, as Big E would say, it was a lot of meat in this match.
Yeah.
I think it was a solid match. Was it the greatest match? No. Was it a solid? Did it make me want to turn the channel? No. Did I get up and go to the bathroom while I was on? No. So it was solid. I think Naomi is very disrespected in her rankings and her ratings. Naomi deserves way more credit than what she gets. I felt like in certain parts of this match, she carried it.
Mm-hmm.
Bayley, as much as I liked heel Bayley when she first got to be, who she is now, she don't do nothing for me. I get it why they giving her the title run, and I guess that's to put a feather in her cap on her way out the door or something. I don't know what it's called, but it's not doing it for me. They gave a lot of run to Tiffany. I feel like they tried to make Tiffany look better than what she was. She ain't there yet, but I feel like they helped her, get her rocks off. She had a couple of spots with the little cartwheel joint, the little thing. She need to come up with something else. That's not going to keep working. I like the 3D spot, that 3D, fake 3D, the 3 double Ds, whatever you want to call it. And that joint was looking kind of, decent. Yeah. It was looking plush, when he hit that joint on the old girl. Yeah. But again, I think Naomi's the unsung hero of this match, and she held it down, and she's not going to get credit for it. She's not going to get credit for holding this match down. Bayley looked a little out of gas. Bayley looked a little slow. I'll wait till we get to the ratings because my rating is not going to be, agreeable to the rest of them.
And see, I was the opposite. I was saying Naomi was a little slow. I think Naomi was catering too much to the crowd. Because every other 5 minutes she trying to twerk, and I'm like, bro, get this match over with. You had Tiffany beat like 3-4 times, but you want to keep dancing and cheering for the crowd. I think she got caught up more in the match, which made it look like, well, Bayley was already slow in the match anyway. It was like Tiffany was trying to go faster in the match. They were trying to make it a slow and steady match, and they couldn't. Because Tiffany was going too much, and then Naomi was doing too less, and then Bayley was barely doing anything at all. But she came at the right time. I think Bayley's timing to win the match was perfect. The belly was looking a little sloppy.
I love the classic wrestling ending. So yeah, I agree with that. The reversal, the out of nowhere pin, thing. Yeah. I dug that ending versus a finishing move. I thought that was respectable because that's like saying, okay, she was that decent of an opponent. I ain't gonna just beat her from a wrestling move. I got to outsmart her some guy. So it was respecting Naomi's skill set.
Right. I think if she did the prettiest moonsault into a roll-up pin, then I'd have been like, oh, that's crazy. The ending could have been technical.
I think with the whole thing with this is the timing was off with everybody. It was still a good match overall, but the timing was off. And Naomi tried her best to keep the crowd in, which wasn't really hard with this crowd. They could have farted, they would have cheered. So they
I want to know.
But
could you be my girl?
I think and I think even though Tiffany has been on a big stage as far as Elimination Chamber goes, this was a little bit too much for her. And I know somebody's watching, they're gonna chime in later and be like, no. But I think this match was a little bit, I think she was kind of rushed into this light for this
let her build up.
So what you saying? She jumped into the 10-foot pool instead of standing in the 5?
Yeah.
I think they're thrusting her in there. They're trying to make it seem like she's ready for the big time already. Like, nah, shorty, you got to build your stock up. You ain't supposed to be at this level yet. Like Carmelo, you ain't see Carmelo in the triple threat match with AJ Styles, even though they know he could probably go. But what? Nah, you got to build yourself up first, sir.
Yeah, but even with Carmelo, they threw him he had a one-on-one with the champion. He, you knew, but the thing with Carmelo, we already knew what he can do. And it's not taking nothing away from Tiffany because we know she can go. She's proven that. But
Right.
when you dealing with two veterans like this, you gotta. It's almost like a waltz. You gotta follow their lead. They're the lead dancers. You gotta follow their lead, and it's cool that you take your spots and do what you do because the one spot they did, like you said, the triple D. It's still the 3D. You just saying triple. Anyway, when they did that spot, I was like, all right, cool. But then when Tiffany did her spot, because Tiffany does really good spots. I still have yet to see her wrestle. If that makes any sense. She does.
That makes a lot of sense. That's why they got her out of there and put it to the side so they can let the people who wrestle and finish the match.
Because she does really good spots, but I have yet to see her like wrestle. So I think that.
Yeah, I don't think she wrestled since she wrestled Becky.
Right. And first of all, if you get in the ring with Becky, you're going to have to wrestle because she's a tech. She's a technician. So you just can't keep
That's a whole nother conversation. Becky Lynch is not as good as y'all make her to be. Okay, we're going to move on.
Oh, I already know that, but it's going to be another story about this one.
Right. So, all right. So we already we was going to talk about the best spots, but we already kind of touched on that. So
Triple D.
I will say to me, one of the best spots is when she went to do. She got it off. It was Tiffany when she went to do the cartwheel. It was the double Alabama slam that she pulled off. That was a good spot for her. But the other
on the tables,
yeah. But the other good spot she did is when she went to go do it again, and it looked like Naomi countered it, but she didn't. She wanted,
and then she rolled again.
Yeah. So I thought that was a good spot, and overall,
I kind of think she watched the turn, and then Naomi fixed it, and then she went and did it again.
I kind of feel like that too, but I want to give her the benefit of the doubt because I saw it.
Nah, go back and I think she missed it, and Naomi fixed it, and then she's like, "All right, do it again."
Right.
The fact of the matter is, I'm watching it now while we're doing this show.
But that goes back to saying what you're saying about Naomi, the caliber of wrestler that she is and the veteran that she is, that she was able to correct that in mid-spin and was like, no, do it again. Reset me up. You know what I mean? So I hope John.
We can't forget how strong Naomi is, but we're watching her carry Tiffany Stratton halfway across the ring for a powerbomb, bro.
Oh,
exactly.
No. I just hope Jimmy remembers what kind of wife he got at home. On the road with
Jimmy want more. We have to think about the best spots. I love her. I don't know what the move is called, where she puts her legs on the person's head and brings them to the cheeks and does a little twerk on them and then kicks them, the mule kick. That's the best spot of the match. I'm a little jealous.
But she was twerking on the back of Tiffany's head, but I was like, come on, bro.
Right.
This ain't right.
She did the Beyonce on her. She did a Beyonce on her.
There's something disrespectful and yet arousing about that. Like it shouldn't be. But
there's nothing disrespectful about that.
Not at all. It was
only disrespectful.
Twerk with the back of somebody's head is a bit disrespectful. Especially when they didn't ask for it.
I'm not doing this today.
So are we rating? Are we rating the match?
Oh, yeah,
should we rate it or should we not rate it?
No, we're gonna rate
it. I give it
it ain't that bad.
I'm gonna give it a C.
I wouldn't say that. I'd have been a little bit more fair than that. I gave it a B minus.
I'm giving it a C. And the only reason I'm giving it a C because the timing just wasn't there. Like if it had better chemistry,
I would say if you giving this match a C, I can't wait till we get to the other women's match.
Disqualification. I'm gonna give this one a B minus. It's a B minus.
A what?
A B minus.
B minus. Okay. All right. So this is the match I really want to talk about, and not because it was a great match, not because it was a bad match, but because it was the most energetic fucking entrance of the night. This match,
probably of the decade. yo. That joint.
Yes.
I ain't seen that hype in a long time.
This is the entrance of the year. When they
Right.
do award shows for wrestling, who had the best intro? This Jey Uso, hands down.
I think you talked about it offline during the match.
Do you think he got it with Randy Orton when he came out?
I think his is slightly better than Randy's. And only reason I'm saying that because it was full. Don't get me wrong. The crowd was singing Randy Orton's song. They did it 2 nights in a row. Jey Uso wrestled the dark match when SmackDown went off and had the same exact reaction.
That's when he had Sam doing the year.
Yes.
The man took, and which is I don't think it was done disrespectfully, but the man took the Firefly entrance or the theme, whatever it is, turned the lights down and there's fireflies out here and turned it into a opening session. Like that joint is crazy, sir.
And he came to the crowd.
Yeah. And he came through the crowd.
Yeah.
I felt like he was
First of all,
it was a good way to pay homage to Bray Wyatt, RIP, to win the Rotundum, and to get that crowd. I mean, like I said, the French, they was already turned up from the beginning.
The ring was shaking.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't own an Apple Watch or an iPhone or Apple Watch, none of that. So I didn't know that Apple Watches have decimal readers inside of them. And Michael Cole kept saying his decimal alert was going off because they was that loud. And he said he's never been at a WWE event where his decimal levels is going off. His alert on his watch is like, you're about to go deaf.
You can hear him throughout the show, like you can barely hear him, like they're right here, and the fans is like up here.
But truth be told, the Usos entrance has been that live for a long time. They have been that energetic for a very long time. So I'm not surprised. But I was like,
my question is, if they went that live for Jey Uso, can you imagine if Steph was there?
Now, see, here's the funny part. Because Friday night, they were still singing Seth Rollins' song, and he wasn't even there. So just imagine if he was. The walls would have came down in that big arena.
I think France is like the sixth man of the night, though. Like that crowd. Oh, yeah. I can't remember what show y'all was talking about before. It might have been the Philly joint or something like that. But the crowd was like damn near dead. This was the exact opposite of that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Yeah,
like, this is where you want you. This is where you want to perform at. If you want to perform, this is where I need to perform at.
Yeah, I think all the wrestlers in general got overexcited because you can see when Jay was on the ropes, he was bouncing super hard.
Yeah, because
about to fall off that joint.
Because all right, it's been said thousands, if not millions, of times that they feed off of them. Like they get their energy from their like. I saw an interview the other day, and I forgot who it was, but they was like, man, you can have a headache, you can be in pain, your back can be killing you. That don't matter. Once you hit that curtain and you walk out, you feed off of them and you go do what you love to do. And when you walk back, you back in pain again because the adrenaline in them came down. But they feed off of them, and that French crowd just made every match better. Like you were just like really into it, like. Yo, like I'm not.
I wanted to go find a beret, eat some French fries. I was, get some French dressing. I was trying to be French that night.
Yeah, man. Like the fact, like
oui,
ooh la la, Bonnie McGoo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
talking like Pepe Le Pew all day long. Like wrong.
All right, let's talk about the actual match. So we have the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, what some people like to classify as the consolation title. Sean likes to call it the consolation title.
You can say what you want. This title is entertaining.
The workhorse title. That's what they call it. The workhorse title. You got to actually wrestle. Yep. You got to actually come to work every day to hold that joint. You got to do some things with that joint.
All right. So
first of all,
versus the champion Damian Priest. Who some people are calling the bisexual.
The bisexual Undertaker, which is disrespectful.
They call him the bondage Undertaker.
Bondage Undertaker. Damian
Oh,
Priest. This is actually a good showing for both individuals. I think
yeah.
the match overall was a good showing for both individuals. There was nobody who looked weak or looked like they needed to be carried through. We knew the Judgment Day was gonna find a way to interfere. We're not stupid. We know that's coming. We kind of hoped that Jay would win. Everybody kind of had that. Okay, Damon, his joint might be short lived. We kind of had that feeling like they might put the swerve on us and let old Jay get that joint, but
especially after that.
They took it.
Especially after that
Right.
entrance, yo.
You got to make that joint on the fly. You're like, you know what? You got to give it to yo. He got to get it. Come on. You can get it back the next day or whatever.
At the next pay-per-view, but we got to give it to Jay tonight, though. Yeah.
But wasn't Neo was Damian doing new moves, bro?
He was, and that's it. That was I was getting to that. I don't think people respect Damian's arsenal and his moveset enough. Like they just look at him as a bisexual Undertaker because of the colors and the tight clothes. This dude can go.
He was doing all his NXT moves. I was like, wait a minute, bro. I ain't see these in a minute.
Like that since ROH when he was Punisher Martinez. He could go.
Right.
I think you
just not Punisher Martinez, bro.
Yeah, I think you just educated
Martinez.
A lot of people don't know he was down Ring of Honor.
Yeah, that's what I haven't heard that name in so long, bro.
He's been able to go for a minute now. Granted, coming to WWE and working at NXT, he took his game up to another level. Dropped some pounds, put on a little bit more muscle. We got a little more leaner so he can move around a little easier. But yeah, that man could work, and he deserves to be where he at. Yeah, I don't know how long he's gonna be there.
I
think this match showed. This match showed how technical Jay could be, bro. I didn't know Jay was this technical either. Jay was always the high flying quick dude, but now you see he's on the mat, ground and pound. Like, wait a minute, who's been training this guy?
With that being
said, it ain't Drew Gulak.
It makes me sad a little bit because I feel like at this point, first of all, in this generation, the Usos is probably my greatest tag team of this generation. Maybe not the greatest tag team ever. But of this generation, I feel like the Usos is the greatest tag team. And looking at Jay yesterday,
goddamn,
I can't see you putting Jay back with Jimmy and y'all go be a tag again. Nah, that's just not gonna work for me. He gonna have to stay a solo dude for a minute.
So, all right, I'm gonna touch on a couple things. One, I never doubted Damian's movesets, but you also got to remember under VKM, he only liked people doing certain moves for their character, which is
all big dudes pick up and put down.
Right.
Like they want the big dude to be slow and just choke slam.
Right.
And
that's like people forget John Cena can actually wrestle. He is more than 5 moves of doom. Like you can go back
to 7.
Huh?
He's 7.
No, go back to when he wrestled Kurt Angle. Like he can wrestle. John Cena has a nice.
He can actually wrestle. Before he became the kid favorite and did his 5 moves, forever. He can actually do some things.
Exactly, but because
that spinning punch again. What is that?
But because Vince is VKM is who he is.
We getting canceled.
Damian Priest.
You said his name.
Yeah, I know. My bad. As long as I don't say it 3 times, he won't appear. But
I think Jay has done. If he didn't step out of the shadow of the bloodline, of the family, of the tag team that he was in previously, this match should say he good on his own. He can rock on his own for a while.
So Jay. So here's the thing, though, and and we've been watching wrestling for a very, 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 very long time. When you break out from a tag team, it's hard to be a solo act. And Jay has managed to make because you can look at the difference between him and Jimmy. Jimmy instantly defaulted back to the bloodline because he was like, okay, you're not going to work as a solo guy. But your brother,
I disagree, though. I disagree.
But he can go. Oh. Jimmy can go more than Jay.
I don't know about that.
Hold on. I think, honestly, and this is Jimmy's persona that he took on as the solo bad guy Jimmy, I freaking love. He was hilarious to me. I think they should have gave him more time to just be bad guy Jimmy by yourself. The same way you wanted to be good guy Jay, you should have gave time for bad guy Jimmy. That probably would have made the WrestleMania match between them a little bit more better, but they made him go back to being a subservient to Roman Reigns. I
So
wasn't too cool with that.
All right.
so back to that WrestleMania match. Jay had an interview where he said it wasn't their fault. They had to redo the ending because of time.
Yeah, so he talked about
They only gave them like a good 9 minutes to work,
yeah,
and they squeezed in 15.
so that was one of the things he did say. Like he said, they cut their time, and it's hard to tell a story in like that short amount of time. And he wasn't happy with that match. He wasn't happy with that match. But I know with this one I'm not gonna say about this card because if you look at it, it really wasn't a lot of matches on this card for PLE, but they had time to work every match.
Right, they gave him enough time. They gave him a more than enough time to make it do what it do.
And
you don't need that many matches on the card.
No, but that's the thing. That was the problem because hold on, I'm gonna touch on that in a second. But by Jay and Damian having time to work, it made up for that WrestleMania match because it actually proved to people that he can go, he can do a stretch match, and it showed in this. And I give him and Damian the best respect and kudos for this match because it kept me, it kept me going. The near falls was good. When he got hit with that first South of Heaven, I was like, yeah, it's over. No, my man kicked out. When he hit him with the Uso splash, I was like, oh, Jay might pull. No, he kicked out.
I want to put this on record one time before you get into your match. For the rest of this year, no South of Heaven was better than the one he gave to Drew at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah,
bro. Drew's a big boy to be throwing in the air like that one-handed. I'm sorry.
I mean, but it goes back to what we said. Damian ain't no slouch though. Like he ain't weak.
Right.
Nah, I mean he ain't. You know what I'm saying? So, but this match
you made Jay look solid. You made Jay look good because it took 3 of y'all to beat him. You made Damian look good because he basically had to go that extra mile. He had to find that extra tank to put Jay away. Even with the help, Jay still was kicking out. Even with the help, Jay still was about to beat him.
All right, so Marquise said the one thing he didn't like with the Jimmy/Jay match at from Mania was that Jimmy didn't have any matches going into Mania while Jay had matches every Monday night.
Yeah. I think that's what Nat was saying. Like he didn't get time to build his character up. But you finally seen that character on that promo he did right before WrestleMania. He was like, I got you. That's the Jimmy that everybody was like, yo, if Jimmy goes into WrestleMania like this, he's going to Jay up. But you didn't get that. You got the whole, you got the ending of the match in the first 2 minutes of the match.
Yeah, that is true. So, what did y'all think the best spots was for this match?
Definitely.
When Damian almost killed Finn.
Yeah, no, that was funny. I thought the wild out rampage of Jay. Jay, he's done it with the bloodline when he was beefing with them. He just dropped everybody. I'm gonna jump out here, hit old boy, run over here and spear Finn. I'm gonna run over here and kick Yo in the face. Like he's done that before, so it's not surprising. And he just makes it look effortlessly. Like he has good spots all around. I thought the spear was a good spot. I thought the splash, again, I thought he won with the splash. I ain't gonna lie. That didn't work out. But I'm gonna have to probably say the best spot was the South of Heaven off the top rope.
Yeah. I think the South of Heaven. I think I would like him to have a submission in his move, in his arsenal.
Yeah.
If Jay got a submission in his arsenal, that'll put him up a step above. Because if he did that for a little bit, and then the Judgment Day would have came down and he just jump out the submission, then started doing all the super kicks, that'd have been crazy. Somebody need to start doing the Texas Cobra League.
They have a submission move as the Usos when they first turned heel. That little leg joint where they used to kick somebody in the back of the leg and then one of them wrapped them up You
Oh
put him in some
yeah,
type of cloverleaf type of joint.
Yeah,
You can figure out how to do that solo, like kicking it, dude in the back of the leg, and then wrap that joint up.
I think the best
I'm with
spot
that.
for
they
me.
should call that the Charlie horse. That's what's gonna happen. Don't look around,
Yeah.
Kevin.
I think the best spot for me in the match was when they got into the kick battle, when Damien was giving him
Oh,
those short roundhouses.
with the kickboxer roundhouse
Yeah,
kicks and the
those
super kick.
yeah,
He
those
was
short
striking,
roundhouse.
bro.
But then all of
He
a
was
sudden,
striking that man.
Jay was like, "Oh, so you want to kick? All right, fine, let's kick it."
Bet.
You know,
Let's do it.
Hey, so let's give Jay credit. He has now turned the move, the super kick into the. You ever seen Wanted when he curved the bullet?
yeah,
Yeah.
Jay curves the kick every time now. He'll go like this, and then the foot will just go this way.
That man did a run drop kick super kick, yo. Nobody paid
Yeah.
attention to that. That last he kicked the mess out
No,
of that
you
joint.
think? I'm gonna reference it again. When he first did it at WrestleMania against Jimmy, when he jumped in the air and he changed his foot in mid ankle, and then he spit with the Samoan splash. Like, bro, you
yeah.
doing too much now. I like it. Keep on doing it.
Right.
Keep on doing it.
So let's talk about the elephant in the Judgment Day room.
JD McDonough.
The fact that
That's Lord Farquhar.
the fact that Damien said, "I don't need no help," which he did
Right.
clearly. I like to look at it as this was a respect situation. Like, yo gave me some work. I had to put in work for this.
Yeah.
He's done. He's straight. Leave him alone. He earned
But
the fact he earned us leaving him alone.
But he also remember when they had the face to face. Damien came to him. He's like, "Yo, I'm not out here for this. I came out here to talk to you, give you your props because you've been doing good. And remember when you said when we was at blah blah blah, we was up next." And he was like, "Well, at least one of us came up because he's talking about
One of us is up next.
right."
Right.
But I think that respect started then. But Damien's also they're doing a slow face turn for him to where he wants to be an honorable champion.
Because he feel like Seth Rollins put respect on that belt. I
Yeah.
gotta do the same. I can't disrespect the belt. Seth Rollins did way too much for this belt for me to just disrespect him.
right, and
So I can dig that part of his character.
and the reality is JD McDonough needs to go away.
First of
You
all,
know,
let's
I
not.
honestly
We're
like
not gonna
JD.
do this, bro.
I like
Lord
JD.
Farquhar can go. Let's get that right now.
He can-
Lord Farquhar
that-
can go.
That
Lord
finishing
Farquhar?
move, will he pull you into that Saito suplex? That joint is
Yeah.
like
No,
People
I'm not
forget,
taking
yo, he can
nothing
go.
away. I'm not taking nothing away from JD McDonough. The boy can wrestle. He can wrestle, but you don't work in the Judgment Day. You got more than a little bit. Like you were.
So, but we're gonna realize that JD is in the Judgment Day as much as Jimmy was in the Bloodline. Because technically, he's out the Judgment Day. So all the truth is really the Judgment Day.
You know what?
He did lose that match.
I'm gonna go with Marquise on this. Marquise is saying that Baylor and JD is going to turn on Damien, and they build
It's coming.
up.
it's coming.
It's coming. Don't be surprised at WrestleMania you get Finn, you get the Demon versus the Archer.
Finn said he's never doing a Demon again. He said it.
Everybody has a price.
Nope. He said he's never doing it. After Vince McMahon made him lose twice as the Demon, it lost him esteem.
Right. He disrespected that version of his character. So I could get
Yeah,
it.
he
Like
said
I'm
he'll
never
never do it again.
much like what you call it said he was never bringing the Fiend back for that very same reason.
Right.
You disrespected the work that we put into these characters to make them look crazy.
Okay.
Right.
I missed the Demon.
I missed the Demon too.
Hmm.
It's
So,
all interesting.
well, every NXT pay-per-view was a different person.
The
Speaking of
interest-
which, did y'all know that okay, he's not in WWE, and I don't know how much attention y'all pay to outside people. But Leo Rush has a similar
Yeah.
character now to the Demon.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
he drinking out the blood and everything. Yeah.
Looks like
It
a
ain't
little
making him
Leo.
no taller. He look like little baby boogeyman.
Went from the gold rush to he was a very good wrestler, but I mean, I guess his mouth got him in trouble. But I'm like, what are you
his
doing,
mouth
sir?
got him in trouble, yeah.
Yeah, he went
What are
from
you doing?
little baby shouting Benjamin. See the baby boogeyman, like
Run your mouth and just wrestle. You've been alright.
Yeah.
Body
because
line.
you didn't want to. You didn't want to carry that man's luggage.
Look,
Everybody got to pay
Bobby
their dues, bro.
Lashley, look, you were straight just being Bobby Lashley's flunky. You was putting on good matches. Just play
Getting chased by KO.
Right.
But neither here nor there. Anyway, I give the match a
but
good solid 9. A solid. Oh, sorry, was not doing numbers. A solid A plus. I thought it was a good match from beginning to end.
Solid A.
Definitely solid A for that match. All right. So
my favorite match. Oh, here we go.
The Chiefs of the Weeks.
We're going to talk about the WWE Tag Team, WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match, which consisted of, as Danny likes to call them, Team Ebony, with
Team Ebony,
Cargill and Bianca Belair.
Team Clappers. Team Clappers.
Versus them like
Team
what?
Clappers.
Team Clappers. Oh my God.
What they call the prettiest storm.
The Pretty Storm.
Yeah, they need to change that name. Versus the Kabuki Warriors.
I don't have anything for that.
Chinese Road Warriors.
I'm gonna start this one.
Go for it.
The match was okay. And the reason why I said the match was okay is because Jade Cargill has a lot to still go through, like to still learn, as far as like timing in the ring. It was a lot of botched things that happened on both sides between Kyrie Singh and Jade. But Jade has a reason. Kyrie does not. Does not have a reason. And like the stuff she was doing was real simple. And I know some people gonna be like, well, she was thrown off because Jade was. That's no excuse. You're a professional. Like you've been doing this for way too long.
Well, they said it was like language issues and stuff like that with her and the referee, and you know.
She's been speaking all this time in another language.
But she's been wrestling in the United States long enough to know some English. Now, I don't want to hear that language because she speaks English. You know what I'm saying? She don't speak it good, but she
might be a little out of practice. Remember, she went away, had a baby. She was gone for a minute.
She was wrestling. She was wrestling in JP before she came back.
Right. She knew how to tell Nia Jax she wasn't set.
Right. Right. She said that shit clear enough to Nia.
I wasn't set.
I'm not set. She said that clear as a bell. The mic picked it up.
I think Jade was thinking too much. Jade was too much in her head. Yeah, and it made her very hesitant, just like Marquise was saying. She was too hesitant with some of the moves that she was trying to keep up with everybody else. Just go your flow, and everything else will come with you.
But
I think this match showed this. No, go ahead.
I think when it came to her flow is that she was trying to keep her flow, but also match the intensity of what was going on in the ring.
And it wasn't working.
I think, and that didn't work for her. She still has to learn. So I'm going to say this, and I know I'm going to catch backlash from the both of y'all, and that's perfectly fine. I don't think they should have put the belts on them right now. Like, I knew they was going to put the belts on them, but I don't think they should have put the belts on them right now because she still needs to learn. Like, she's still in that learning curve and putting.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what mine.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I know she was the TBS or TNT title in the AEW, whatever. But if you go back,
what is that?
Huh?
What is that? What is that? I'm gonna be the BET champion.
Let me finish.
You be the BET champion.
Let me finish. It was all her matches were squash matches, and the match that she actually lost was a wrestling match. That's how she.
I'm glad you're getting to that because that's where I'm going to piggyback on that.
That's why they put her with Bianca because even her first few WWE matches was squash matches. But you can't do that. Like eventually, the fans will get tired of that. We want to see you wrestle. Yeah, you are one of the most prettiest things to look at when you come out. Hell yes. But
I stand accused.
But
I stand accused.
Wrestle. We want to see you wrestle. Like So
No, we don't really have to. But I mean, she got
I'm
to.
glad they put her with.
She could just do this all day long.
Shut up.
Mm-hmm.
They put her with Bianca, which I'm happy about. But the same token, it's like, okay, shorty, Bianca's not gonna always be there, and I know Triple H is grooming her and getting her ready to be able to stand on her own because she's has signed with them almost a year ago now, and she just getting ready to step. Like, it's been a minute. She signed last year prior to Mania.
Yeah, she was with the company. She signed around Halloween.
Right.
She was in the training. She was in, matter of fact, she was in the Nightmare Academy the whole time.
Right.
On the NXT contract, but her official contract was December.
Right, but when she reported, so that's when she reported to the Performance Center.
Mm-hmm.
It was in December. So you got from December to what? And Mania was in April. So you
had like a 4-month training camp.
Rumble. Let's back up to Rumble. So Rumble was what, January, February?
Yeah.
And she had 2 spots in that match before she got eliminated. And then they brought her in. She had a couple squash matches, and then now here we are. And then she had her WrestleMania 6-woman tag match. With I'm not taking nothing away from her. I think she's a phenomenal person, but she still has a lot to learn. And I think that for me, that took away from the match because now I'm critiquing her instead of enjoying her. Pause.
No pause.
No pause.
No pause. No pause. We grown. We know what you meant.
All right. Instead of enjoying her. And it took me out of it. So that's why I feel like it wasn't a great match. Now, Bianca did Bianca. She came, she showed up, she showed out. Asuka being Asuka. Kyrie, I don't know what was her problem. When the referee blatantly tells you you're not the legal person and you still go for the pin, and then you get up and Asuka blind tags you, referee calls for the tag, and you stay in the ring. That was not a language barrier. You know what this means.
Right. Universal language in wrestling is tag.
Right. They do the same mess in Japan.
It's two things you can't mess up. It's the tag and it's the X. You can't mess them up.
So I don't want to.
Now, I like to believe that Kyrie might have had a concussion during that match because she got dropped on the head a couple of times. Very, very hard. By Jade.
Quite often.
First of all, I agree with what you said with Jade's timing. This clearly the match shows how far she's come since getting to WWE and how far she's not since getting to WWE. As you clearly alluded to, most of her AEW matches were like that. So when you got matches that's always quick, we don't know what you can do past 5 minutes. And this match clearly was past 5 minutes. Goldberg.
That's what I would agree. Say this. They were giving her the Goldberg treatment, and when he finally had to fight like Bret Hart, it showed.
And then she stepped in the ring with William Regal.
To your point, do I think they should have had the tag team titles right now? No. However, going with the current storyline of Bianca trying to get rid of Damage Control, it had to fit. They had to use her. I get why they put her in that spot, and maybe they feel like trial by fire. We're just gonna throw you out there and see what happens. You are in the ring with 2 Japanese veterans and a woman who's been doing it for the last 4 years. What?
One Japanese veteran. I can't even really count Kyrie Sane over that.
Hold on. Shout out to James Harris. He just tuned in. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you, sir.
Jamie, what up, Jamie? But as far as this match, you clearly can see, like y'all was saying, AEW has put an effect on her that it's going to take about a year to rust off, to shake off.
Right. If you
she only did like 2 years,
like most people, then you might be all right by now. If you did your first 2-3 years, the time that you did AEW, if you did that at NXT, you'd be straight because they got people on there that's gonna make sure you good money before we put you out here.
It was also an interview where Cody was like he didn't have that much time to train with her in the Nightmare Academy. He had 2.5 months, and then she went directly to the main roster.
Right. It was a point in that match where they was just standing there, like they wasn't moving. They was doing. I'm like, yo, what are you doing?
No,
I'm like,
my part was when Bianca fell.
Oscar went over there and got in Bianca's ear. You can see her talking to Bianca like, get
Yes,
it.
yes, thank you. I thought it was me. I thought it
No,
was me.
I saw it.
Okay. There was a part of the
Oscar
match
went over there
when Bianca was outside the ring in her
outside of the ring.
And Oscar got in the ring, did something, and she fell. And Oscar slid over to her corner and popped her head.
Like, we gotta fix this ASAP.
She was telling her what the next spots was going to be so they can get the match moving again. And when she slid back in, that's when the spots happened. I was like,
Jade and Kyrie was standing, like they were literally just standing there looking at each other like, what do we do? Where are we going? What's next? And nobody was doing anything.
Jade just fell out of, was that when Jade fell out of nowhere?
Yes.
It looked like it. I think that's what, yeah.
That's what she felt.
I think Bianca did like the power bomb or something. They did the double power bomb, and then Bianca fell, but Jade was supposed to, and then she had to. She's like,
now the ending, that ending where she caught old girl and spun her around.
Disrespect. That was disrespectful. She should have got arrested.
Yes, that's the.
No, she should have got arrested, bro. That was disrespectful.
That's like if you driving a car and the car lose control, and then you find a way to get it back under control. She got that under control, and it was a wrap after that.
Yeah, because
I think that got the crowd back into it.
Right. No, when Kyrie jumped off the ropes and she caught her, I was like, all right, maybe she's gonna do like a fall away slam or something. But then she threw her up on her shoulders. Fireman's carry, sat her ass up, spun her around. I was like, yo, and then she just tossed.
But even that wasn't clean because Kyrie stood over there for a good minute waiting to see if Jay was gonna turn around so she can catch me. And then she's like, all right, now let me jump into your arms and
But once she caught her, everything else was flawless. And I think that also
you forgot about how horrible it was for the last 5 minutes.
Oh no, it was horrible. But this is also the Jade Cargill's credit because people, and I was one of them, I admit that, underestimated her actual natural strength. But and then don't get me wrong, I know Kyrie weighs about $105 soaking wet, but it's still
you can do that easy.
Right.
$110 if you hold her breath.
It took a lot of core strength to catch her, throw her up, spin her around, drop her. Don't drop her on the floor though, and then put her in the Jade and then drop her again.
Right.
I did want them to extend this match move. I think we all agree with the same thing that should have been this way.
Phoenix is proud. I hope Beth Phoenix is proud because she is paying a lot of respect to that move.
The only other thing she do need to work on is, and this is coming from somebody who used to do, I used to rap, and when you mess up a bar or you mess up something in the show, you're not supposed to show it on your face.
Right.
And Jade's face clearly showed she did not like how that joint went. Bianca hugged her and brought her in and kind of turned her away from the camera angle. You can't show that. You gotta show that backstage. Act like it's cool.
Right.
And then when you get backstage, you can be disappointed.
It still showed back when they were doing the press conference, like she didn't even want to talk really for her.
No,
like, they were asking her the questions. Bianca was still in there.
I think Jay is, and it's cool that she's holding herself accountable and to a higher level, but you also got to be able to take your bumps, your bruises, and learn from them. And that's the whole thing about her or anybody right now. Because she's been thrown through the fire, and it is trial by fire. But if Triple H didn't have the confidence, then he wouldn't have put her in that position. And she has. And
she's also aware of her age difference. Like this ain't going. You got a small window to get better or get going.
Right, but
she 31,
34.
I thought she 31.
34.
Oh, Bianca what? 30, 34?
Like 30, 32, 33, something like that.
Yeah.
Jade Cargill is 31 years old. She will be 32 in June.
I could have sworn she said she was 34. Okay, I mean, all right.
I just Googled her.
I feel you. But then also I compared Jade to China. China wasn't that nice when she first started wrestling.
Yeah, Bianca just
right. As time went on, she got better.
As time went on, she got better. So Give us some matches. Give us some time.
So
And to rebut your issue about them not having the belts. Granted, no, they shouldn't have had the belts this early. However, having those belts gives them opportunity to go to Friday, Monday, and Tuesday and get some work in.
No,
she gonna get some.
NXT has their own tag team titles now for the women.
No, they don't.
They got North American. It's a new North American for the women. Yeah, but them, the women's tag team is on every brand.
Okay, I thought NXT.
They every
Remember
brand.
that joint got absorbed when they let Ronda Rousey and whoever that was take them belts from Isla Dawn and them, which was stupid, the dumbest thing ever. But
Shayna Baszler, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Shayna Baszler.
Somebody else that need a title run. Somebody else need a title run. I'm gonna let that go. But
if they're not gonna let Shayna, the NXT version of Shayna, run the title, then I don't see no other version.
Yeah, that one was brutal. But yo, did you see how tall is Jade?
Jade like 5'9", 5'10". He was a basketball player.
Good. Because that springboard dive she did, she ain't never did an AEW bouncing off the road, bro. She learned it from somebody. She learned it from somebody because that bounced off the rope, the springboard off the rope. Because I was like, hold up. The Jade I knew from AEW would not do that. She would just pick people up, put them down.
Well,
this one was a different.
They're not paying her to be the Jade from AEW.
I need
that
pump kick to go away though. She's not sticking that pump kick the way she needs to. She needs to get away from that.
Well, let's get away from it and work on it so we can bring it back. Let her work with Booker T on that one.
Her pump kick should be like the broom kick. She's supposed to be in their jaw, not in their chest or their stomach.
No, maybe that's how they train her to do it, so she's not actually kicking somebody in the face by accident.
Can you imagine she kick Kyrie Zane in the face with that kick?
Yes, I can. I actually did it.
Yes, sir. This is wrestling, not Mortal Kombat.
Right, yo.
If you that tall and you got that much length in your legs, though, when you do a pump kick, you supposed to take somebody's head smooth off. Pretend to be.
Tell the truth.
Somebody.
She should be doing the scissor kick, the claymore, the bro kick.
So should B-Fab.
B-Fab was doing it too. They all need to work on the Bianca Belair because Bianca Belair was the same way Jade was now.
By the way, I just want to also mention the fact because you said B-Fab's name. I think we should appreciate that we have way more black women in wrestling today than we've ever had ever.
Amen. But I'm going to disagree with you on that, Daniel. When you said that Bianca is at one point was where Jade is. Nah.
The NXT she was when she first started NXT. Yes, she was.
Not at all. Not at all.
No.
I've never seen a Bianca match. I've never watched a Bianca match and said Bianca, oh, she needs some work. Never. From the time she stepped in.
It was a
No,
okay.
I thought her mic skills might have needed some work. In ring work, never.
So
yeah,
my question for y'all is:
she had to forget that.
Where was Dakota Kai?
Right, that's a good question because she came out.
Dakota Kai?
She couldn't be
and
ringside. She wasn't ringside.
It's the time when you should have cheated to help your friends keep the belt.
Nope.
Dakota Kai. Where was Io?
Yeah, what the hell was Io?
That's a damn shame. The match was so bad we forgot about Io.
All right, y'all. We got to talk about this.
I give it a 6.
Yeah.
The D. I give it a D.
I
give it a D minus. It's a passing grade. It gets you in the next class. It wasn't the greatest match.
I'm with nah.
My man, the match is coming on now on my screen.
Say what?
The match is coming on now on my screen.
However, the look of the two people brought it up. It made it rise.
I'm not going to answer that question. This is a PG show.
You better leave Storm and Rogue alone.
I'm just
elevated.
It was a tie.
The situation.
It was a tie.
They're the new WWE Championship tag team.
Did you see the intro? How they came in with the red coats? You know what I mean? Like, y'all paying attention to it?
Strawberries and chocolate.
Carry on.
Please carry on.
All right, so we're gonna talk about the main event.
Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect.
Stop saying that.
I mean, it was similar.
We're gonna talk about the main event, which is the WWE Undisputed Championship match. AJ the Phenomenal. I wish I knew that damn song they were singing. AJ Phenomenal, AJ Styles. So for those who were wondering, like I was wondering, shout out to Corey Graves. I know he ain't watching this, but shout out to Corey Graves. Friday, it started Friday night and they carried over to Saturday, the PLE. When evidently there's a tradition in France where if somebody does something phenomenal or mentions the word phenomenal, it's something associated with the word phenomenal, they sing that song that they were singing.
Viva la Fluff.
I don't think it was Viva la Fluff, but Jesus Christ!
I'm trying not to laugh, bro.
I don't know why. You just might as well go ahead and laugh, yo. I'm doing it. But so when they introduced AJ Styles, it was like phenomenal. They started singing the song over him.
What the heck are y'all talking about? Okay.
Even when he said his name during the face to face on Friday, they started singing it. And then of course on Saturday when he got introduced and throughout the match, they were singing it. So it has something to do with the word phenomenal in France that makes them sing that song. So that's the tip.
We're not gonna talk about these steroids that AJ on. Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
All right, so we're gonna talk about
a lot of protein shakes. A lot of protein shakes.
We're gonna talk about this match. All right, so Danny, you start. Your thoughts.
To me, it was technical versus technique. One was the other. Like this was really an iron sharpened iron match. I think this tested Cody on his abilities against a veteran of AJ Styles, in which they clearly pointed out that 20 years ago he defended his belt against his daddy, and then 20 years later he's fighting his son.
It took the NWA title from his father.
Yeah, so I don't know. First of all, the Super Cody Cutter was it for me. That was it for me. I thought somebody should have died on that one. A neck should have been broke. They should have called the X something. Because if you look at that match, AJ's leg buckled on the way down, and I was like, yeah, he killed him. That was it. And the Super Cross rolls, I don't know where he get his moves from. These two moves are in his arsenal forever. I really think it should have been a draw because the match was that damn tough. And there was a lot of people who didn't like the match, but those are the people who want them quick shot matches. This was literally a drawn into match. You had to literally sit down there and watch what they were doing. If you wasn't, then it was like you were watching. You might just sit there and watch Jay Cargill all night with just.
Which I could definitely do that.
Which you can. There's no way of getting around that. Not at all. Yeah. It's a very good technical match. That's all I'm gonna keep saying. I thought AJ should have won though. Just to be fair. If he's gonna win, we'll make it a draw. I don't think it should have been a declared winner. That would have made it more interesting. Gave him a story with AJ just because of the shit with his father. Just make it a draw, or AJ win the belt and have to go over. Because eventually, at the end of the day, Cody's going to go heel. It's just a matter of time.
It's coming. I believe it.
It's either that or we get the whole Bullet Club back together. I mean, damn near everybody's over there except for Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. That's it.
We don't need the Young Bucks. I'm sorry.
So I think for me, it was. I'm gonna be honest. I found it kind of boring, and the reason why I say that. Hold on. I'm saying that because I'm comparing it to the other matches throughout the night. Every match was turned up, and I get the story they was trying to tell with this match, but I guess because since the first bell it was on 1,000, and then now we get to this match, which had a nice build up to it, but not really. It wasn't a solid build up. It was a good build up to the match. I don't know. I was just out of it. Like I just, And I guess because I kind of already knew Cody was going to win. Like, it was foregone conclusion Cody was going to win. And I ain't got nothing against
So do
Cody.
you think it should have been a mid card?
Huh?
Do you think it would have been better, even though it's a championship match? Do you think it should have been in the mid card
No.
and gave Bailey the ending?
No. It should have been right where it was because that's the marquee match. Like, Cody's a marquee guy. But I also think, I'm thinking because, and I said this to Sean, I think we got kind of spoiled by Roman in the main event matches where there's drama in his matches for these titles. I really didn't get the drama from the Cody AJ match. It was a good match. It was good spots, but I just found it kind of lackluster.
I mean, sometimes you got Cody going against Macho Man. It is kind of tough because Macho Man tended to take in everything. Yes, my tribal chief.
First of all, we miss you, Tribal Chief. Get well soon, sir. Rest up. Come on back. I know your pride is hurt. You're not sick.
He's making a movie right now with Eddie Murphy. He's making a movie right now with Eddie Murphy.
We have to say he's going through something. We're not going to tell his real life story. This is K-Fag. Stay in character. Anyway,
bitching on camera. God damn it.
Right. I thought this was okay. First of all, I feel like they're constantly using old stuff that happened to Cody for him to avenge. I felt like this was another Avenger story. Let me go avenge my father losing to you, losing the NWA title to you. Everything is about his story. That's another chapter of his story. He's constantly trying to fix or rewrite his history of his family. This was no different. However, if you're going to have a good first outing as a champion against someone, there's no better person than AJ Styles. AJ Styles is going to test you in the ring. He's no slouch. He's no pushover. He's not a cakewalk. And that match was very, very technical, very, very hard hitting because AJ hits hard. I think there was one point where he got dropped on his neck with a brain bust, and I thought Cody was dead. I thought it was a very good, solid wrestling match. I thought it took me back to, as you said, Mr. Perfect, Bret Hart. It's a wrestling match. You're just going to have to either out wrestle someone or it's a draw. But we don't do draws anymore, so somebody's going to have to win. So I like the fact that even at one point, Cody did the fake Hulk Hogan. He hulked up because I'm kicked out at one, and he hyping himself up. No, let me hype myself up, brother. I mean, okay, I get it. You're doing the emotional thing. I like the fact that Cody took it to the next level with the Super Cody Cutter. Now I'm gonna hit you with the Crossroads. That's how much I got to do against AJ Styles. I can't just beat him on regular. I got to do some old off the wall stuff where I almost break the man's neck. So I thought it was a good match. Granted, as one of you alluded to a moment ago, because we were tired by the end of the night because all the other stuff was just so freaking hype. You have to be a real wrestling fan in order to sit through that match. You need to, okay, everything ain't gonna be shocker, everything ain't gonna be drama. You're gonna have to see somebody do some actual wrestling technical things. If you are a wrestling purist, you got a wrestling heavyweight title match. You should be okay with that. And it ended in wrestling fashion. Now, with that being said, we're gonna need some drama. We're gonna need a final boss, so somebody to show up and get back to the drama because ratings about to hit the toilet. We need something because Cody is cool. He was cool, crying all the way up to the title, and he got the title. And I get it. I cried tears with him on a couple of things. They did the little tribute video, and I get that he's supposed to be the man and the face and taking us into the new era. All right, but I mean, either need AJ to be like, no, we're gonna run that back, crack your skull open or something. I need something. He's better. He's a better Cody when he has more adversity. There was no real adversity in this match. It was just a wrestling match, and he won.
I agree with you on that. I will 100% agree with you on that. I do think he's better when he's actually going against something, something that's purposely trying to destroy him. Like when he had the situation with Brock Lesnar came at him and his mother. Like he destroyed him in front of his mother. So now he has to.
Because that came out of nowhere. Like we was like, for what? Why? Why is this happening? But it made him a better person to watch.
Right. So even I'm gonna unmute you in a second, Danny, so you can chime in. Even with the torn pectoral muscle, like that made character for him. Because
Right.
I remember like when he took the robe off and all this was
like,
purple and blue, it was like,
sir, you need a hospital. You need to go to the hospital again. You need to go back to the hospital. I know you came from the hospital. You need to go back.
Right.
Your arm is about to fall off.
They was like the damage is done. He can't get no more damage than what he is right now. So why not? Let's still go on with that Hell in a Cell match.
Even with you saying that, he comes in. First of all, he comes back. Everybody's freaked out that Cody's back. Whoa, Cody's back. How's it even possible? Drama. Then he gets in the thing with Seth Rollins. He gets injured, purple shoulder, drama. Then he overcomes all of that, goes and fights Roman. Wins the Royal Rumble, and goes through the whole bloodline scenario. Loses, drama. Next night after that, here comes Brock Lesnar, whooping his ass, breaking his arm, drama. He fights his way back to the Royal Rumble, wins the Royal Rumble again, bloodline drama, all the way up to the final boss, whipping his ass with the belt and his mama and all this other kind of stuff, drama. You win the title. Now you get after WrestleMania, all that drama, and then there's no drama. And it's like, okay. All right, well, you won. Yeah.
I think they really need to sit down and calculate who they want him to go against. Because I honestly think the best story for him to go against somebody will be Jay. Everybody he brought back.
I can see Jay because that would be a nice little. I brought you back in. You cost me the title the first go round. I brought you back. You had a good run, but Jay's not going to win because they're not going to let Jay beat Cody. I think he needs to go back to another trial by fire situation and Bobby Lashley.
Not to mention they on separate brands. Jay and Cody are on separate brands.
They trying to keep Jay away from that whole under the bloodline shadow thing for right now. So I say Bobby Lashley. He wants to go against LA Knight, and I feel like they done took the fizzle out of the LA Knight ride. That ship has sailed.
Yeah, I don't really think he was gonna get that. LA Knight was gonna get that belt anyway. He's a good mid carder. I don't think he's a main eventer.
When you are building up somebody and you're calling in the fake Stone Cold or the fake Rock, and then the real Rock shows up, your fizzle is gone. It's a wrap. The final boss shows up, and now you're not the fake Rock anymore. It's a wrap.
Now you're Hollywood Stone Cold.
Right now you're just Hollywood Stone Cold. You're just a guy with some Timbs.
Him and the Rock, at least in a verbal battle.
No, because then he would have got murdered, and then that would have either ruined the Rock or ruined him. They couldn't afford either or.
In hindsight, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
They couldn't afford either one.
Rock. I don't think it would have ruined the Rock. The Rock done too much. He can lose 1 or 2 battles, but that's about it.
But the final boss Rock should have rolled up on him like, you trying to beat me? Smash him up, did some stuff, maybe now to put him over, and then now the fizzle is back on him. But I say Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley needs to get back into the main event type of conversation. This whole leading the Pride faction thing ain't doing
it. Well,
it's about to be Bobby Lashley and Carmelo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, technically, should have been Bobby Lashley and Montez.
After what went down on Friday, I think that is going to be them. So, what was your overall grade for this match? A to F?
I ain't gonna lie, I give this an A. I almost give it an A plus if AJ would have won.
I give it an A. It was a solid wrestling match.
I'm gonna give it a B because it was a solid wrestling match. But like I said, even though Roman Reigns got on my nerves after a while, but the bloodline storyline was like the most captivating thing, and he always found a way.
Roman has always been the most captivating thing in the last 10 years.
But
let's keep it a buck.
Right, no, but that's what I'm saying. But they always found a way to make his match dramaful. And like I said, for me, that's what I was missing in this match, especially after.
Well, I mean, when you got 60 family members that right.
Especially after the other, I was still talking. Don't make that face at me. It was still after all the other matches that took place that night. You know, like everybody was turned up, and then even with the Team Ebony, they was turned up. That wasn't a good match, but the energy level was still there.
Yes, it was. But although Cody Rhodes is technically supposed to be a main eventer, I would have probably took a card out of the Brock Lesnar, even the Roman Reigns book. I would have made that match the first match and made the Bloodline versus KO and then the last one. Get it in and get it out the way.
Yeah, but the problem with that is now, as fans, are you going to be questioning? Do Triple H have faith? Really, does Triple H have faith now? Because, like, remember, if you
did you not have faith in Brock Lesnar? You made when Brock Lesnar matches went first. Didn't they believe in Brock?
Lesnar was pissed. Brock Lesnar was pissed. Brock Lesnar never wanted his match to go first. He had whole matches. Yeah,
Brock wanted his matches to be first because he didn't want to be there the rest of the night. That was his choice.
But no, you know what? You're right. It was the other way around. Roman didn't want his match to be first. Because Roman was like, I'm the goddamn champion. Champions don't go on first.
I never saw a problem. If I am the champ and I'm coming in, let me get my work in, let me set the tone. Y'all follow that. Now you follow me. I'm out. I don't need to close the show. I did my job. I'm out. I'm gone.
Go ahead, Danny.
I agree with you because a lot of these matches, you gotta think with the Usos never had a belt, but they was first in line. They set the tone for the rest of the pay-per-view. And it's hard to follow them. But when they finally got to the main event, it was like, bro, it feel like it's the first card. If Cody would have went first, it would have got a better reaction than that. But you're tired. Everybody's hoarse from jumping up and down. Samantha had background announcers, and that was hard.
If you don't want to put them first, put them in. I would have put them probably after the Bailey joint. You know, the two heavyweights, the two champions of SmackDown. I would have made the street fight the last match because that joint was off the chain. So if the crowd was dead, that joint would have hyped them back up. And then you got your wrestling match in there, and it was already done and taken care of. It's still Cody's still the man. He still won. I get it. You're trying to build his hype as being the guy, and you're still the guy. You start the show. If you're gonna have wrestling purist matches like that, it needs to start the show. You don't need to end the show.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Right.
All right. So, what was your overall grade for the PLE as a whole?
A minus.
I'm giving it a B plus.
A minus.
A minus.
I give it A minus.
Okay.
Because overall, the 5 matches went the whole night. Again, you didn't need 200 matches. 5 matches was cool. Everybody got their spots in. Granted, there was a match that probably could have been a lot better, but even that ended well. I give it an A minus.
My biggest takeaway from this is the fact that they got to do work. Every match, all 5 matches got work. They got time to do work. They got time to tell a story. It didn't feel rushed, and we haven't had that in a very, very long time. Even with the Australian the Elimination Chamber match, that was rushed. Danny, you was there at WrestleMania Night 2. That was rushed. A lot of those matches was rushed. They got time to get work and put work in, and that's my biggest takeaway from that. And like you said, we had some great matches, man. Overall, it was a really good PLE. Triple H is doing his thing right now, and yeah. So, and they made the major announcement yesterday that WrestleMania 41 is going to be coming from Sin City, Vegas. So I know they.
I don't think nobody really thought it was going to go to Minnesota.
I mean, the problem with Minnesota is it's April and it's still cold, and they talking about doing it in the stadium.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be shoveling snow. I'm trying to get there.
So,
bobsleds.
I'm gonna ask y'all this question. This was a question that I put on the site and got some serious feedback from it. There's been rumors that Triple H is talking about moving WrestleMania from April to May.
Do it, sir. No, sir. Do it.
Why?
I ain't got time to be waiting all the way to May.
I think with his era, he wants to go to places that he doesn't normally go for WrestleMania. and the places that he don't go is mainly all the places that are cold around April. It was a talk about having a PLE in Baltimore at the Ravens Stadium. You can't do that. You can't do that in March. You can't. And then he was talking about
didn't really be doing anything in Baltimore anyway. That's
You said that because you're a Pittsburgh fan, but that's okay.
I did. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
You know, the team that got more rings than everybody else. You know, well,
I mean, they've also been around longer than us, so.
Well, then I thought y'all teams keep getting stolen.
We only have one team stolen from us.
For now.
And we publicly stole somebody else's. We didn't do ours. Baltimore, we do our dirt in broad daylight.
That sounds about right.
It could be worse. You could be a Cowboys fan.
I mean, that is true. But no, I don't like the May thing. I actually did want it to come back in March. Until you all brought up that very good point about cold things. Unless you're gonna go to the country where it's hot, do a WrestleMania in Africa, do a WrestleMania in Australia. Go somewhere where it's warm at, sir. Go to Brazil. Do something. I don't know. Where's the Cologne family from? Where they getting people killed at? Go down there. Try your hand down in Puerto Rico.
They're from Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I mean, you had a nice pay-per-view down there. Go do a WrestleMania down
there.
No, they're gonna do it in London. It's gonna be in London.
So here's my opinion. I know it's not gonna happen, but if you do move it to May, I think it will be good because, like you said, like Danny said, it'll be markets that'll be open that they can come to, like Baltimore, and even your second home, Pittsburgh, because that way they can have a WrestleMania in Pittsburgh. Because the weather climate is now different, and it just opens up more opportunity for other cities to actually go bid in, instead of it going to this weird circle where it's always almost the same places. That's why when they announced Philly last year,
Florida, Georgia, Texas, LA, Las Vegas. That's
why when they announced Philly last year for this year's wrestling, I was shocked. I was like, oh my God. And they kind of, it was cold. People,
it wasn't their fault. The problem with that was that damn eclipse just happened to come around the same time.
Yeah.
And, with the moon, they bring everything extra cold. So I was like, bro,
was it working?
People out there with whooping shit or something.
What'd you say now?
I said the Mercury retrograde wasn't working out for him. I don't know something. It was freezing out there.
But gentlemen, unfortunately, our fun has to come to an end. As usual, this has been fun. This has been entertaining. Once again, I'd like to thank my man Na for coming on and hanging out with us on a Sunday. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
may have to get you on around SummerSlam time because that's gonna be the next major one. I know they're going to one. I'm pretty pressed about the King and Queen one. Even though we're gonna talk about it and what's Money to Bank in Toronto and whatever they're doing in Germany. But I think SummerSlam is gonna be the next big one that we're really gonna dig our teeth into. Probably have you back on that. And,
Clash at the Castle is fire.
Yeah, that's the one that's gonna be in Germany. Clash in the Castle.
Make sure y'all acknowledge the tribal chief on a good time.
That's where Drew gonna win the belt.
There's only one chief I acknowledge, and that's God. So that's about it. Danny.
Yo.
What you got on deck? What we got on deck next week? Is it me or you? I don't even know who we got.
I think we have Randy next.
Okay. All right.
I think we got Randy.
Yes. The gentleman that would have been with us this weekend, Randy, I'm hoping to pronounce his last name correctly, Zella, who is a sports writer and the founder of Backdoor Sports. He is on Facebook, Instagram, all over. Check him out. He's a legit sports journalist. He's going to come and spend some time with us next week. And he is a wrestling fan, baseball fan, football fan. So we got some questions for him. Definitely on the wrestling side, and just to pick his brain. So definitely tune in. Ask some questions for this man. For y'all that's going to tune in with us next week. Give me 1 second. I had to mute Danny. I'm sorry because we got to figure out what's going on with his feedback. But with that being said,
you got to tell Riley.
He's stupid. But yo, like I said,
Teddy Riley, like, go on.
Nah, yo, you know what? There you go. They're having tantrums. Yeah. So next week, like I said, we're gonna have Randy Zeller on. We're gonna be talking to him, chopping it up with him. You know how we do, Two Fat Guy podcast style. So they had some questions on deck for this man. Once again, I'd like to thank my man Nah for coming on, hanging out with us. And as y'all can see,
Been a pleasure.
He's a wrestling fan, and he's also one of our biggest followers. So thank you, sir, for following us. He is one of our true watchers. Tune in just about every week and always got something to say, and we appreciate that. So yeah,
go back and watch the replay.
Yes, Danny, closing remarks.
Thank you for coming on, sir. I appreciate it. I wish to have you on more. You're a very funny guy, and you make good, serious, valid points. I like that. Unlike Kevin, who keep getting on my nerves, keep bullying me all the time with me my mic. I'm feeling Eddie King over here.
My name is Kevin Gross, and I am.
You don't even know. I just muted him again.
Although, you know, one thing we did not acknowledge the fact that Kevin got the Oompa MAGA thing going on all day. You know, nobody said nothing about that.
Say what?
So we didn't acknowledge the fact that you was out here with your Solo Sequoia thing going on.
No, this is a compression sleeve.
Sure.
From my carpal tunnel surgery. My hand is getting better. Thank y'all for not asking. I can actually.
You know, you're not supposed to do that when you get older now. You're married. You know, you're a married guy. You don't have to do that anymore.
This is from me working on keyboards and stuff.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Boxes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's where that comes from. Shut up, Danny. Okay, with the fish yet? This is about like so. This is where we at.
No fisting.
But it's getting there, and I got shut up. Did he just say no fisting? Oh my god!
You might want to end this where you get banned from the air.
Yeah. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, don't disconnect right away. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Chief Fat Guy Podcast wants to thank y'all guys once again tuning in, hanging out with us, having fun. As usual, do what you do. Do it the best way you can do it. Tell a friend. That is Two Fat Guys Podcast again. Love y'all. Peace.